gives us about a whole bunch of quotes from very famous people that have used this term, including Palin, against Palin and other people. And I'm sorry about that, but that's the way it is. But I want to point out, I did defend the Limbaugh, which I don't often do, because the woman had said when she has sex she wants to be paid, which is kind of a strange remark. But at any rate, we're moving right along here. I did want to mention that there's a cemetery in Paris. I spent a lot of time in Paris, called Père Lachaise. It's famous. Everybody in the world is buried there, just about, including Chopin. And Madonna has said she's going to be buried next to Chopin in Père Lachaise. She wants to be anyway. Hofmann, who was a great medicine man, and all kinds of other famous people are there. You would recognize almost everybody, and it's known as a refuge for cats. And all the cats, stray cats, go there.
Yes.
And if you pass it in the morning, they'll all be lined up along the fence, and people go by and they feed them. And that's how they keep them going. Although, again, with the little problem of reproduction, I don't know what happens here.
I think the cat, it began as a feral colony, as I understand. And
meaning wild cats.
Yes, and a group of women who wanted to keep caring for the cats were turned away one evening, and they raised quite a ruckus and got a group of people to organize what they called l'Académie du Chat, which would support these cats. And one of the things that they had to do because of the reproduction was to get the cats spayed and neutered, but they did it in such a way that they kept their gonads, I guess you'd say, so that they could thrive in the wild without being
just like a man, when a man gets his vasectomy, they don't cut his testicles off. They just cut the little tube that runs the stuff in.
I could have compared that to either a vasectomy or a what do they call it, a tubal ligation, I guess.
Right.
So that the animals do have their hormones, and I guess they, I don't know if they indulge in sex or not, but at least they do not reproduce.
We had a cat, and you want to use his name, Telly, Othello, and we had a stuffed skunk we'd put in our garden just for fun. One day I went by, and he'd been fixed years ago, and he was humping the skunk. Can you believe it or not?
A skunk?
Yeah, it was a stuffed skunk.
Oh, a stuffed skunk. Oh dear.
Hey guys, lots of fun things happening out there. Do we have any calls left? We picked up on a couple of those calls. Okay, guys, we'll hold on. I still want to talk about a few other things here. Now, when you get a cat and you bring it into your house, what do? It's first time. Is there any way to introduce a cat or to make it feel more at home? I've heard that you put butter on its paws and it'll sit down, start licking its paws, and it makes it feel right at home immediately.
Oh, that I'd never heard of. Yeah. No. The one thing you have to do when you first bring a strange cat into your home is keep it in a relatively confined space, because it's going to be overwhelming to it to be in this, another location. And if you have other animals, you have to separate them in the beginning. Now, the experts say, take it slowly and do like 2 to 3 weeks. And I've never had the patience for that, and I've never had any problems with doing it in a few days.
When we brought our kitten home one time, we had 2 other big cats, all males. And boy, one of those cats took off after that cat and chased that little kitten all over the place, terrified it. Yeah. So you got to be careful about that.
Yes, you have to be careful. And there are things that you can do if you have them in separate rooms, and say you take some article of clothing and have the cat sleep with it, and then switch it, take from the one cat and put it in the other cat. They get used to the scent, and they realize that there is something else that's sharing their home, and they have to get along with it.
Yeah.
But we've had a few cases where, I had a cat at my house that was not liked by my cats at all.
Oh, well, it might have been a mean cat or something.
Well, no.
Might have something wrong with it.
Sometimes it's the ones that are submissive. The other cats will continue to go after it.
They pick on them, yeah.
And she lived with me for a year, but I did finally get her into a foster home where she is alone, and she's doing fine. She did fine at my house, but she couldn't interact with my cats, because my cats will go after
the one that chased the kitten, I think he considered like a squirrel or prey.
It's possible, but it's also, he's protecting his home.
Yes, he is. They will be
Keeping
very, very, they don't like any cats anywhere around. They whine and howl and yowl. If
Yeah.
even there's one outside the window, that's a cat for you.
Yeah, some cats take to each other right away. Some it takes a while. My philosophy is if they don't draw blood, it's still
okay.
got hope.
Yeah, well,
So-
the business about the scent is true, is important too. They got to get used to it.
Yep.
Like if you are a cat owner and you go to another house where there's a cat, that cat will be all over you, sniffing your legs and
Oh, yes.
sniffing your pants and sniffing you all over because they smell the other cats,
Mm-hmm.
and they're fascinated by it. We have with us Judy Loomis and Celeste Kearns. Do you have anybody else involved with the cat rescue?
Oh, certainly, we have.
Who
We have two
else?
other board
Let's
members.
give a few credits here.
Okay,
Yes.
Celeste and I are both on the board, and we also have Eleanor Kring and Wendy Gulnitz-Santilli.
Uh-huh.
They're the other board members. We have a great number of volunteers. Since the store is open, we have regulars that work at the store. At any day of the week, you'll find Judy Fingerhut, Judy Yoakum, Kathy Horst,
I don't know Nancy's
Linda
last
John,
name.
Nancy.
Well, you can't get
Art.
everybody, but you-
They work at the store on regular days, and they are,
You're
Denise
still looking for
Spencer?
volunteers, though.
yes, especially if we can get our shelter going. We're going
Okay,
to need people, the litter boxes and the socialization.
Well, it has to be kept clean and fresh.
Because we have to
Good.
keep the store, manned also.
Sure.
And and quite honestly, most of our volunteers seem to be seniors. So
that's a
it's a
wonderful thing
good
about
thing for
seniors.
seniors to volunteer for.
Sure.
It really is.
And it's seniors are the ones that really are caring for their community in many ways. There are 1,000 seniors in Chautauqua County that are involved in a senior program. What's that called? Somebody will let us-
RSVP?
RSVP,
We were
right. And
thinking of tapping
retired
them, maybe.
seniors. Yeah. And these are wonderful people. They donate their time to all kinds of projects, and not just to seniors. They devote their time to kids. They devote their time to teenagers, everybody and anything. And you can thank our seniors for this.
They have a lot to give, and it's they're just their life experience, and many
Yeah.
of them have had cats all their life, and
Right.
they're wonderful with them.
And furthermore, they're honest, and they don't cause problems with the public. They know how to deal with the public.
Exactly.
And they're your grandfather, grandmother. How can you be mean to them, you know?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
we would welcome anyone interested in working at the store for 3 to 4 hours a week would be ideal, or if you could only do it maybe every other week, or if you could be an alternate for someone who goes on vacation. The procedures at the store are very, very simple, and we're happy to instruct anyone in our store policies and so forth, the use of the cash register and what have you.
There you go. Now, how about fostering cats? How many of you are fostering cats? Just the two of you now?
Actually, I no longer foster cats.
You're not far. Why not?
I do in
Yeah, I
emergencies.
asked.
I think we have about
Well,
4
because I'm
foster.
very busy with the store,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and I'm president of the rescue, and it just became a little difficult because I have cats of my own.
Sure.
Quite a few.
How many do you have?
I have 5.
You have 5 of your own. Yeah, that's fostering right there. I had 5 up until recently, when the good Lord called some of them home to the Happy Cat Playground. All right, is there anybody else fostering besides Celeste now?
Yes,
yes.
we have the Cockrams, Seminators. We have what we call permanent fosters. These are cats that were not socialized in time and are going to be very difficult to place. So we keep them in a home where they're happy and relaxed, and we pay the bills. It's called a
Okay.
permanent foster.
Okay, we got the last call. This is all only one we have time for. Good morning, caller. Thank you for waiting.
Good morning. I was just wondering, whatever happens if you can't place a cat? I mean, are you a kill facility or are you no kill?
No, absolutely not.
This is Madam. They don't kill any of their cats.
We keep the cat until it finds a home. That's why we have what we call the permanent fosters, and people sponsor them, because some of them have been with us for a few years now. We'll keep them until there is a place for them. The only time we kill an animal is if it's diseased. And it's been very unfortunate lately. We are getting a lot of diseased animals coming in that have to be
What
put down.
diseases do they have?
Feline leukemia,
Which does
FIV.
spread. It's not
Yes,
like
oh,
normal
definitely.
cancer.
FIV. We recently had a wonderful female cat we had to put down because she had FIP.
Whatever FIP is.
Feline infectious peritonitis.
Oh,
And her body just filled up with fluid.
Was terrible.
Oh, dear.
And we've had quite often the older male cats that come in will test positive for feline leukemia.
Okay, now, yeah, feline leukemia is no joke because most cancers, leukemia, they don't spread by contagion, but this does. I mean, you have one in your bunch and the other ones aren't protected by that 5-way shot you got to give them every year for the booster. Bye-bye, it's over.
And the shot isn't 100% either.
Right,
to
but it
protect them.
does protect.
So you have to protect yourself, and it can be a long, painful process, the
Right.
death, and so it is our policy to put any animal to sleep that tests
Right.
positive.
You don't kill any cats, but you do put them to sleep.
We
and
put
you
them to sleep
euthanize them.
if they're positive. Yes, if they're positive for disease.
Right,
But that's the only time.
Yeah, well, it's a mercy killing. I had one who I believe had that too, but and I give them shots religiously. Okay, we're winding up our program with Judy Loomis, Celeste Kearns, who are devoting their lives to cats and saving cats. They love cats, they love all animals, and they give most of their time to saving cats. And if you want a cat, they have some beautiful cats that are all had their shots. They've had their rabies shots. They've been fixed so that they're not going to smell or spray, and they're not going to have a whole litter of 20 cats around you before you know it. And they've been humanized or socialized. Most of them are very, very loving and gentle and affectionate, and it makes one heck of a pet because they take care of themselves. You put out a litter box, you say, go here, and they do. They do everything in that litter box. You clean it once in a while. No fuss, no muss. They even have the new ones now, they clean themselves.
Yes. Just no more litter. That's a,
Yeah.
that would be a great concept.
Well, they have this thing you can pull up too, and it just strains
Sips
all that
it,
stuff
right?
out, and then you just wrap it up and throw it away. No way would I do that. I'd pull it out because you got to buy them, and I'd empty it into a
Yes,
container
yes.
and put it right back.
Yes, it can be a very expensive proposition with some of these new
You got
things that they
to read in between the lines on these things. Some of them require quite a bit of maintenance, if we'll put it
Yes.
that way, by buying stuff for them.
And some cats prefer one kind over another. You know,
Yeah,
it's-
well, you know, if you change the litter on them, it'll mess them up. They'll start going outside the litter box.
Yes, it can.
They'll go to the litter box, but they'll poo right outside of it
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to get into the new litter. They don't like it. But I get some stuff that's just terrific. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 30 seconds. Finish up. I just got this message. You heard it, didn't you?
Do you want 15 seconds?
We're out of here. Or we're out of here.
Have
Like
the
that.
honor, Judy.
Go ahead, Judy.
Okay, but, one thing I would like to point out to everybody in the audience, we take in as many stray cats as we can. We try not to take cats that are already owned because they have a chance. We take in the ones that have no home at all. And there are times when we have no extra room. And it bothers us more than it bothers other people, I think, because we have to say no to them.
Yes.
But we fill the spaces as we get them.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us this Saturday, giving us
Thank
a
you
little
for
hope.
having us.
And if you have to say no, you say no because there's just no room, just as they do with the animal shelters.
That's true.
They'll
If
bring
you
them in and kill
adopt,
them.
you'll make a room, a space
Right.
for another cat. So
Call
please-
581-0463, 581-0463, if you're interested in helping out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Last caller, sorry we didn't get you. I want to thank Chuck Kelsey, Devin Taylor, Chris Burt, Randy Burt, Chris Ramaker, Jeff Zook, Don Zenz, John Hamels, and all the other folks out there who are helping make this program possible, especially the people that give us a grant. May all that is proud and true and noble abide with you, Aaron Gabra.